What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at how to automate an Etsy shop. And I'm hiding some information on this Etsy shop intentionally because I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do this and I don't want to get doxxed. But essentially you can get a bunch of outputs that look something like this. And you can improve this, right? You can make it better than what I've created here, especially if you have knowledge of, what works on Etsy. But the whole goal is that you can basically plug and play every day. Two of these will upload. You can see, uh, October 23rd, October 24th, 25th, 26th. And so you guys can also follow along the journey as I improve this, as I make it better, and as we hopefully are able to make a profitable Etsy shop 100% automated. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it. So it's 1 to 4 steps. And the fourth step is technically optional because that's like an approval login step, and that takes some manual effort on your part. And so you can do fully automated. However, you're going to open yourself up to a little bit more risk. If you're fine with that risk, go for it, full send. It's all good. But for those who want to be a little bit more conservative to make sure that they're only getting, quality content and stuff that's not duplicates or whatever, because I have not added a deduplication, module to this yet, and I intend to, and I will. But right now you can get some similar content. It's never going to be the same because it's all AI generated, but essentially it is just 3 steps. The fourth step is the optional review step. And so you really start off with the research and scoring. So basically for this shop we're doing a couple different concepts, and you can put in whatever concepts you want. And so it's concept agnostic. And so for this one, I did basically timeless and trend searching and things like that. So as well as holiday rotating. So it's going to do, a couple different things. And then once it goes into those, it then actually help curates and creates those images. And then once it helps curates and creates those images, then it sends it all to Printify, and Printify sends it to Etsy. So starting off here with this, I have it on a trigger where it does 2 a day, and so 2 get launched at the same time. And first I have the configuration, and so this is going to be the configuration. It's just a big blob of code, and the big blob of code, all it does, what this big blob of code does is, one, it has all of our included niches. And so you don't have to do this with code. You can actually have like a GPT or something else in front of this. But the code is just 100% free, right? You don't burn any tokens, and you have 100% control also over everything that goes in. Eventually, I'll probably do it where it's, tied to GPT or Perplexity plus GPT kind of agent combo. But it does say, okay, these are all the niches that we will include. It'll rotate through these niches, and these are just our seed to get a more, more complex idea. So it seeds the idea with these. And then, it says avoid these, and it's avoiding these because these are, mostly intellectual property, and on Etsy, you can't really post intellectual property stuff. And so then it's got the weight of, basically, hey, recognition, emotional, visual, and the strategy, where it's evergreen and trend. So evergreen just means those things that are always interesting to people, like, go nurses, or, cat mom, or some shit like that. And then it's got the holidays, and then so like a few, days or weeks prior to the holiday, it'll also come out with holiday content, just automatically. And so it does have the upcoming holidays, upcoming occasions, and so it'll also post things similar to that. And I made my shop like a minimalist type design. You can make it really whatever you want. And so once you seed it, the seed goes directly to this, and this is the AI configuration. I already took out my API key, sorry guys. And this is how you actually set it up. So it's going to be, this right here is going to be the URL you go to. It's going to be a post request authorization. It's going to be bare than your API key. And then it's going to be application-json. And then once we go here, this is the entire actual prompt I've created for it. And so you guys can just check this out. Basically says, the identity is specific identity outsells generic subjects. About 10, never bear subject like golden retriever ocean. So it's kind of telling it, it's like, hey, like we need to identify with our audience, right? We don't want cats. We want black cats moms, right? Specific, niche, niche, niche. And so that's all this does. And, I'm certain this can be improved as well. But right now it's MVP, it's minimal viable product. It's working. I'll keep you guys updated along the way as I improve it, as, maybe we get some sales here eventually, which would be pretty cool. I just started a couple days ago, and so I'm not expecting much. And this is how it returns. And it gives you different varieties of different color schemes and niches. And I do have it set up in a way where it has the specific thing, and the specific thing is tied to a specific color, and that specific color correlates with other colors. So the main image color is going to always be a good contrast with the background colors that are updated to it. And then it's going to parse it, and it's going to basically score it and say, hey, like, is this good enough to pass on? And then this is just for compliance, and so basically it goes through here and it just goes to this thing, and it just says, hey, is this violating any kind of Etsy policies? If not, obviously opposed to the automation one, sorry Etsy, then it's good, you can pass. And then attach verdict plus filter approval. So for this one, it says, okay, if it's approved, then yeah, we can pass and we're good. And then I just append it to Google Sheets. And so I just append some information. I have it map automatically via all these different things. I never use the Google Sheets actually, so you don't even need it. It's just for tracking purposes. It is 100% completely optional. And then eventually, you can see I have these other here where you can trend source and Reddit Rising. And so those are different ways to track and follow trends that I might add in later. So you can basically say, hey, what are trending concepts? Let's tie that in, and let's take a current trending concept because people might be, looking for that. And then let's get to here. So next, this is where we actually create the images. And so it's going to do this twice, right? Because it does the 2 seeds. So it's going to build the minimalist image prompt. And so it's going to basically take what we got from the GPT in our last one. And it's going to say, okay, like what's the ink, and it has the else if for all these. So you can just copy and paste this, guys, if you want to then kind of play around with it. It's JavaScript, and so if you don't know that, no worries, just literally copy paste, and ChatGPT can edit anything you want. I promise you it's good enough. And it basically says here, like this is like the final prompt, you want the hook, you want the concept name, and so this like bold minimalist typography t-shirt design, text only, no illustrations, blah, blah, or, minimalist single color. And so it rotates between these themes where it's like, okay, it's either going to be like some like random text, or it's going to be, some image, and maybe it's funny, maybe it's, niche concept relevant. So it does all that. And then we go here. This is easy because that is creating the prompt. All it does is feed into here. You can see the JSON final prompt. That's where it feeds into. And background transparent, PNG, and it gives the size, and then it's good. And then this just decodes the PNG because it needs to be binary for it to be able to pass on to these things over here. One is it creates a Google Drive URL because the Google Drive URL uploads to Google Drive because that's how we call it later. We call it off the Google Drive. We can't send the image directly from n8n, and so we do have to do that third-party route of going to Google Drive and then calling the image from there. And then this one just basically pulls it. right? And then that just makes public file, make it a public file. You actually don't need that. It's just kind of like, I just kind of doubled down because all my files are publicly reachable via how they're uploaded anyways, how I upload them, but I'll just be redundant. And then this is going to create the metadata and SEO and keywords. And so basically, it's just saying, hey, here's what we got. Let's make some SEO, some keywords, some headlines around this, and then we'll create our entire thing around that. Then you merge it all together because they have to wait on one another. Otherwise, they'll execute individually and it'll fuck everything up. And then you just validate the metadata. You make sure, hey, is this good enough? So that's all this code is doing. Do not worry about all this code, guys. I know it's complex and confusing because especially if you don't code. ChatGPT, guys. ChatGPT, that's all I got to say. And then it executes the next thing. And then the next thing is going to be right here, where it loops over twice again because we again have those two items. So this first gets the product type. So now we've got our image, we've got our SEO, we've got our headlines, we got all this different stuff. Now we actually have to send it to Instantly and we got to make it all. So this is deciding, okay, what are we going to make? Is it going to be a t-shirt? Is it going to be a mug? Is it going to be a poster? Is the emblem going to be in the back? Is it going to be the front? Is it going to be in the pocket? What is it going to be in? And I guess I'll blow this up for you guys so you can copy it all. Go ahead, I'll go slow. And then we go get blueprint variants here. And then so this is just snagging the variants of the different blueprints that we can use. And so this is going to the catalog blueprints, blah, 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 JSON. This is the product, the blueprint ID that we feed in that we already have on the other list because we got the blueprint IDs already. So that is generating the variants for our blueprints. This is then going to build out that variant that we generated. So again, lots of intimidating code. Just copy paste, or just have ChatGPT do it if you're not familiar with any of this stuff. But this one's saying, hey, this is the color, this is the size, this is the variant. It's basically just building it, right? So then we could feed it in. So it validates required fields, says, are all these things true? Are they not empty? And then, oh, that was close. And then from here, we will go to the upload images and we're going to upload it. And this is how you upload it right here. It's going to be this entire blob, which comes from everything else that we created upstream. And so everything is already set up for us just to put it in there. It's good to go. It's going to get placed in the right way and it's fine. Create product. And then this actually creates the product. So, you can see that you put in the title, description, blueprint ID, print ID, blah, 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 tag, variant, placeholders, image, all that good stuff. And then we're actually going to publish the product, Appify, Printify, blah, blah, blah. This is the shop ID, which I think probably showed it earlier. Shop ID doesn't matter. You guys can take it. You can't do anything with it. Title, true, description, true, image, true, variant, true, 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 true. Blah, blah, blah. The cat's meowing once. Little buggers are just fighting. And then we got the build approval rows. So we then go down this list here and we basically make sure that everything is good up until this point. And that's all this is the final draft of everything. Right? So you see here, it has all these fields and it's just finalizing and it's tying every last bit together. And then that actually sends it to the rows. Well, this is actually the final step, but this is sending it to the rows so we can track everything. And after that, guys, there's one last thing and it goes to the approval log, which I don't use. I said, screw it. I'm just gonna let it run. I don't care if I get banned. Um, but basically, it pulls every 30 minutes, reads the approval queue, filters approved and not approved. And so the idea is that you're gonna go into your Google Sheets. It's going to upload stuff in there, and you're just going to change it in the Google Sheets to say, hey, approved or not approved. And if it is approved, it will then push to your Etsy live listings. And if it's not approved, it'll just hold for your manual publish, where you're either going to delete it because it's not good, or you're going to approve it and it's going to push to your Etsy store. But nonetheless, let's run this end to end so you guys can just see how it works. I'm just going to start it on my side and then I'll pause the video so you guys can see the end result, because it does take a minute or two. Like, I got something in my eye. But you can see it working, and I'll be back in, once it's done. So hold tight. All right, it's done. So, we can see the execution right here. That's 1. Oops, not 3. I guess we just jumped to 3. And we see succeeded execution right here. And you can track everything along the way. June 26th. Yeah. Yep, that's right now. Hang on. And let's see what we got. Oh man, I need to add that deduplication. It loves golden retrievers. It keeps giving me golden retrievers, and this, yeah, I need some tightening here. And look at this, golden retriever, golden retriever, golden retriever. Oh, that's a dude. That's a lab. Golden retriever. Yeah, I need to make that adjustment. So nonetheless, I'll make another video with that adjustment, guys, but I'm sure you can see the benefit of this. Just the general idea, the general concept behind, hey, if you can create something that is, trending in the right direction, where you're slowly going to improve the outputs over time and is going to be doing it autonomously. The only effort you have to do is, the architecture of this to help create that next product, that next image, and help, create better diversity, better trends, all these things. The opportunity is there, especially once it gets good, once you start, training it, and once you start really, really getting into the nitty gritty of it all. There's massive opportunity here for automation. But nonetheless, guys, that is how you automate an Etsy store. I'm going to be continuing to do this. I'm going to be continuing to upgrade and update it. And this is just like a fun thing I did on the side because I just had the idea. I was like, I bet this is something I could do. And hey, if it takes off, awesome. If not, hey, maybe I make a couple bucks. Who cares? Either way, it's fun. But if you guys found this helpful, I'd super appreciate a like, a subscribe, a follow, whatever you call it, anything like that. If you guys like automating things, if you guys like, making your life easier, making money, follow me, because that's all I do. And anyways, see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.